The crown jewel of combat sports is the championship belt. It's the prize that's treasured for what it signifies to all those who dare to be great. Behind every coveted strap, there is a history. Tonight's prize is steeped in the validation of legacy and the pursuit of legendary status. The last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko, once ruled the heavyweight empire. His incredible exploits transformed him from man to mythological status. Now he makes his last stand versus a nemesis, Bellator champion Ryan Darth Bader. After his first-round demolition of Fedor,
Ryan Bader knocks out Fedor Emelianenko!
The then light heavyweight king garnered his second Bellator crown and became the promotion's first champ. Bader is one of the franchise's pound-for-pound best, and he's primed to pummel the fabled Fedor into retirement in their rematch. The last emperor intends to make this curtain call his final achievement, as well as a night to remember for all his fans. Will it be redemption?
Monster shot by Fedor, and the GOAT comes home and reigns supreme.
Or reaffirmation?
Bader in lightning quick fashion, Mamma Mia!
In the Bellator MMA cage. It's next on CBS.
It's all about the biggest hits in La La Land this weekend, the music and mixed martial arts kind. Tonight, all eyes are on the Kia Forum located in the LA suburb of Inglewood, where Fedor Emelianenko's swan song concludes one of the most celebrated careers in combat sports. The 46-year-old icon specifically asked for the sequel with Ryan Bader as he attempts to retire as the oldest champion in MMA history. However, it was here at this venue where the reigning champion ended their first encounter in brutally brief fashion 4 years ago. Bader agreed to run it back because he has an opportunity to be the only man to beat the last emperor twice. Good evening, alongside Big John McCarthy. I'm Mauro Ranallo, Amanda Guerra, and Josh Thompson will join us later at the fight desk. John, tonight marks the next chapter in the evolution of Bellator MMA.
It absolutely does, and the Bellator roster globally has never been stronger. The roster for this company at this point has killers throughout. 2023, Mauro, is going to be an incredible year.
Alas, it is time to bid farewell to Fedor, whose iconic career has spanned 2 decades. At the peak of his powers in the most volatile weight class in the sport, he authored an inconceivable 28-fight unbeaten streak, the same number of first-round finishes in his 40 wins. Inquiring minds want to know, how does he go about achieving the Hollywood ending?
He gets that Hollywood ending by being the guy he was when he was in Pride from 2003 to 7 as the heavyweight champion, going through all of that kind of talent and just destroying them, and then continuing on with that, and he did it through speed and power. He is fast, he is powerful, and he's got beautiful technique in the way he does it, but he's got to get it done fast. He's got to get in there and get out. You got to figure, in his 6 fights in Bellator, he has been in that cage less than 12 minutes. That tells you he gets it done fast, and he needs to do that here tonight.
Meanwhile, Bader 5-0 with 1 no contest at heavyweight. Hey, life is good when you don't have to drop pounds. It's even better when you have the World Heavyweight Championship belt around your waist. What strategy does he need to employ to remain the standard bearer?
Well, look, as a heavyweight, Fedor is fast. He's got great wrestling, which a lot of guys in the heavyweight division don't. And he just needs to go about being who Ryan Bader is, a guy with a great gas tank. Yes, he knocked Fedor out fast in their first fight, but he cannot go back to thinking that's going to happen again. Fedor fell for the trap once. He's not going to fall for it a second time. But Bader can push this fight, push him into the later rounds and drown him, because Bader, with that big gas tank, he can go the 5 rounds easy, and he's got the skill level to get the win.
Another reason the fans are so excited about the rematch, the fact that both of their chins punch resistance policies expired long ago. Now, one of Fedor's proteges, the number 3 ranked middleweight Anatoly Tokov, hey, he also has championship aspirations, challenging Johnny Eblin, the undefeated American top team product, who pulled off one of the most stunning upsets of last year, dethroning the great Gegard Mousasi in dominant fashion. How do Eblin and Tokov match up?
And Eblin is so good at 12-0. He's way better than that 12 shows as far as his experience, because he went through Gegard Mousasi, a guy with over 55 fights, 49 wins, and he went through him like it was nothing. It was like a hot knife.
Swept every scorecard.
Hot knife through butter. It was incredible what he did. And he's got a guy in Tokov who is a super strong and powerful fighter. Big right hand, a lot of experience, 31-2. But Johnny Eblin seems to just be getting better and better with every performance. He needs to go out and be what he is, a mixed martial artist, not a wrestler, not a striker, but a guy that does it all. That's how he gets his win.
All right, coming up, Fistic Fireworks Alert. 2 of the most explosive finishers in Bellator's welterweight division are set to collide in the cage. Johnny Eblin's teammate at ATT, Sabah Homasi, dispatched his last 2 opponents in the opening round, and he guarantees this fight isn't going the distance. Brennan Ward's resurgence, well, it's been an MMA miracle. After nearly 5 years away from competition due to battling the demons of drug addiction, he returned with a vengeance in 2022, blasting his way to back-to-back TKO triumphs. He's gone the distance only once in 22 pro fights. Homasi versus Ward. The first ever Bellator MMA battle on CBS is straight ahead.
And now, to welcome our first fighter, please put your hands together for Irish Brennan Ward. And now we welcome his opponent, the Sleek Sheik, Sabah Homasi.
Come on! Come on!
Cats, I have no friends, still acting up. Around here like some brand new chicken, it's about to get. Game don't stop. You don't get me down or whatever, whenever. That's why the joint is hot. Yeah, keep it real. But for new, but those who don't, that's just how I fucking feel. I said no. My people gonna keep you looking see-through. When something tries to creep through. You have to run up, you got it, you get it, play every win.
Here in the home of the Showtime era Lakers, it is showtime on CBS Bellator MMA, where the Warriors are set to show up and show out. It is time to light what could be a short fuse here on the network that brought you the Big Bang Theory. John, what are the chances we're going to kick things off with a Big Bang?
I think that's pretty good. Take a look at Brennan Ward. This is a guy, after a 5-year layoff for a lot of personal problems, came back and has been putting guys out, just beating them down. He has always had the power, the wrestling, and he is tough. Homasi is a guy, big right hand. Watch right here, boom! That is what Homasi will do to you. He will love for Brennan Ward to stand in front of him and try to exchange. We're gonna see fireworks here tonight.
All right, let's take a look at the numbers that matter with the tail of the tape.
I'm telling you, you take a look at this, the records are close, the age is the same, the height's a little bit different, the weight is exact. These guys match up perfectly.
With the official introductions, the man who puts the Mike in his first name, Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Bellator MMA live on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Tonight, from the Kia Forum, we extend a special welcome to the brave men and women serving around the world and joining us tonight on American Forces Network. Here at Bellator 290, to get the action underway, we feature 3 5-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing the blue corner. At 5'10", weighing in 170.8 pounds, the former middleweight title challenger stands with 16 professional victories, 6 losses, from New London, Connecticut, presenting Irish Brennan. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 6 foot, weighing in 170.8 pounds, as a professional, 17 wins, 10 defeats. He fights out of Coconut Creek, Florida, Sabah, the Sleek Sheik Homasi. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge, Blake Grice.
Our unified rules of MMA, the scoring of this is on a 10-point must system. That is based on effective striking or grappling. If those are the same, then it goes to aggressiveness, and after that, cage control. This is a 3 5-minute round fight, and our championship fights will be 5 5-minute rounds.
14 of Homasi's 17 victories have come inside the distance, including 7 first-round knockouts for Brennan Ward. 15 of his 16 victories have come before the judges' scorecards are required, including 7 knockouts in the opening frame. Ward looking for the takedown early, and he runs the pipe with the single, and it was Homasi who told us, mark my words, he's not going to want to strike with me. He's going to try to wrestle, and immediately Ward goes for the takedown. Homasi defends it.
Well, he does go for the takedown, and that's not a bad move by Brennan Ward. You don't want to get into that striking back. Oh,
right uppercut by Homasi.
You need to be careful of that right hand when it comes to Sabah Homasi.
Switch knee by Homasi.
Brennan's already cut on that left cheek.
And Omasi with the crushing calf kick to the lead leg, and Omasi all over Ward, delivering everything with bad intentions and landing a lot of shots early. 1 minute gone here in the first.
Brennan Ward is in the best shape that I've ever seen him in, and I've seen him throughout his career. I was not impressed the way I saw him in his last fight. We talked about it. He went to the chalkboard, drew up a plan, and man, this guy is built like he is rock hard. Unbelievable conditioning.
Oh, and there's Omasi chopping away, dropping Ward momentarily. Ward now marching forward, looping left hook, but it's all Sabah Omasi doing the damage here, John, with a minute and a half gone in the first frame. And you talk about Ward, the commitment he's made, and he just sits down and they swing freely. Again, the knee attack, but there's a takedown by Ward. He immediately grabs the back of Omasi, and just like that, the unpredictability of mixed martial arts strikes again.
And this is exactly what Brendan Ward was looking at. He says, look, everyone thinks I'm going to get in this shootout battle. I will, but I'm going to pick the time when it happens. Now he takes Omasi's back. We'll see what kind of damage he can do from here, or he can get the submission.
Former middleweight title challenger, a long-time staple of the Bellator roster. Brendan Ward's been a part of Bellator MMA when the events were in the double digits, not the triple. And again, the incredible recovery. Now an advocate, wants to be the voice of the voiceless when it comes to the millions of people who are dealing with the trials and tribulations of addiction, but right now working to try to submit Omasi. But Omasi calm, John, and doing a good job of controlling the hands of Ward right now.
Well, and this is the Omasi that we've seen in the last couple fights, because his training under Mike Brown and Dustin Poirier, he used to panic in these situations. Now he does not. He's just going to try to work his way through here, but he needs to be careful of the jaw crush that Brendan Ward is strong enough to create. That's why you see him pulling those hands apart. Nice.
Beautiful escape by Omasi right into the guillotine attempt. There's an elbow strike by Ward on the break. You mentioned Dustin Poirier, big impression on Sabah Omasi and what he's doing at ATT, and major shout out to Poirier for what he's doing with the Good Fight Foundation, and we are seeing a good fight here as expected.
Boy, Sabah Omasi keeps going back to that switch knee. Nice uppercut inside by Brendan Ward. And this is where the conditioning starts to come into play. There's been a lot of output by both.
Oh, another knee, but that knocks Omasi on his back, and quick to capitalize is Ward again with the back mount, looking to get the hooks in, and right now Omasi outlanding Ward 2-1 in total strikes. A minute left in what, well, we've seen shades of the barn burner that we advertise, but we also see the IQ and the strategy. It's mixed martial arts.
It's absolutely mixed martial arts, but right now Brendan Ward is starting to take over the fight, because Omasi had the good shots early on, and it's been Brendan Ward that's been pulling it back in his direction. So this is a close fight right now. This round, razor close.
Number 8 ranked welterweight Sabah Omasi, and Brendan Ward, who was looking to crash those top 10 rankings. High kick blocked by Ward. Push kick, a teep to the midsection by Omasi, and that left hand by Ward backs Omasi up. And now Omasi gets tagged with a right and a knee and an elbow. Level change by Ward. Takedown defense by Omasi. Hey, it's mixed martial arts, and what a terrific start. Omasi, Ward, end of round 1.
If you think you're able to catch him clean,
Now,
Come force. How about that cross hook is right there. Look at me. Slow it down. When you gun him against the fence, be patient. He wants you to come to that fight. And every time you land on him, Brennan Ward, that little step back, you're going to see those hooks, the knee, the fucking stupid kicks. All that's eliminated. Simple shots. Jab.
Man, multiple times in this round, Sabah Homasi has gone to that switch flying knee, and he tagged Brennan Ward a couple of times with it. Ward brings his own and does some damage. This has been an incredible fight so far. These guys are going after it.
Not many expected to see it go past the first, but here we are, the start of the second.
Are you ready?
Brennan Ward's corner wants him to slow it down. I don't know if he's capable of doing that, going from 0 to 100 real quick, and he's really now committed to his craft. John, throughout his career, this is his 23rd fight. Ward would tell us that he barely trained for any of those fights. He's now quit his job, focused on preparing for this, the biggest opportunity of his career in front of the biggest audience. And there is Ward.
Oh, good.
Fine knee, but a good counter right hook by Homasi.
Beautiful right hand by Homasi. We know what kind of power that shot possesses. Ward ate it well.
Stiff jab by Ward, another hard jab by Ward, walking down Homasi. Homasi going back to orthodox, unloading that right cross that misses, and just batted down, but
he's in trouble.
Homasi is in trouble. 10-finger guillotine attempt here by Ward.
Not gonna work, there you go. Go away from it.
Eviscerating elbows, ground and pound from Ward.
Brennan Ward is showing what being in shape, what hitting the gym, what all the training is gonna get you. He was tired, he's come back, got that second breath. He is all over Homasi.
And the canvas resembling a Pollock painting thanks to this attack by Brennan Ward, blooding Sabah Homasi. And continues to unload now with right hands, right uppercut. How much more can Homasi endure? His big kick by Ward. Irish Brennan Ward all over Sabah Homasi here in the second.
Homasi is just a mess right now. It's over.
And the referee has stopped the fight. Lazarus, step aside. You want to talk about a miraculous comeback. Brennan Ward, after almost losing his life, John, to drug addiction, has come back after 5 years away from the sport. 3 consecutive wins, all inside the distance. And for my money, he's never looked better.
Never looked better. Morrow, this is what happens when all of a sudden you have purpose. Brennan Ward has 2 little daughters now. He is in here to do something. That was a beautiful left jab. You can see it just sent him back. Right away goes after him, misses with that right hand. But man, when he got the opportunity, look at him unload on Sabah Homasi. And then he brought up the kick. That lands, puts him down. Unbelievable job. And a great job of going to different techniques by Brennan Ward. He didn't just stick with his hands. He went after it all the way up to the end. Here's your finish. Homasi is just leaking blood out like it's a faucet that's been turned on. Big time win for Brennan Ward, the biggest of his career.
Homasi was leaking like a political document. The night belongs to Irish Brennan Ward, who knocks out Sabah Homasi. We're back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for our first break. And just along with the official particulars, while we have this brief moment. What a nice hand. Put your hands together, please, for Sabah Homasi and Brennan Ward. Kicking us off tonight live on CBS. tonight, here's also the legends both inside and outside the cage. Horse racing tonight. Get an autograph loved by Mr. Horse Racing himself. There's your details on how you can win it and take it home tonight. Just follow us on social media, Bellator MMA. Post a photo inside the Kia Forum. Hashtag Bellator290. We'll give that love away. Autograph by Horse tonight.
Respect forged in blood and guts. What a battle and what a win for Irish Brennan Ward. Let's make it official with Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. 1 minute, 34 seconds into round number 2. The winner by TKO, Irish Brennan Ward.
Irish eyes definitely smiling tonight as Brennan Ward bags his 12th knockout win against the always game Sabah Homasi. Let's go to Big John McCarthy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the man you just saw put on one hell of a battle. Brennan Ward, that was unbelievable. You have been just through a roller coaster that no one would really understand unless they were part of it. You have come back after a 5-year layoff. That was the greatest performance of your career.
Yeah, thank you, Big John. That means a lot. You know, first and foremost, I got to thank my family. You know, Kay, my daughter Kova, you know, my daughter soon to come, baby Avery. Shout out Los Angeles. Shout out to my team. Shout out to my boy Mighty Matt. Mighty Matt, he brought the legend. Jean-Claude Van Damme is in the house. And that's the legend right there. My boy came out here for me. Mighty Matt and JCVD, I wish you could come over here and take a picture. Please. And my team, you know, Sabah's tough as hell, almost knocked me out in the first round. You guys saw that. You know, but I need a title shot. Mr. Coker, I need a title shot. I'm ready to go. I need a title shot. If you're not giving me a title shot, you know who I want at 185. You know I want Hercules. Where you at, Hercules? If I'm not getting the title shot, I want you at Mohegan Sun. Let's go.
You came into this fight knowing that this was going to be a battle of both of you guys standing sometimes, biting down on the mouthpiece, but it was your wrestling that made the difference. Talk to me about what you were thinking about utilizing that wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, I shot way faster than I thought I was, than I thought I was going to. I went for a couple takedowns. You know, I can wrestle. I wrestle, you know, I was an All-American, but I don't like to wrestle a lot. The fans, I know, don't like to see a whole lot of wrestling. I like to bang. My coach in the corner was like, dude, wrestle, use your distance. I like to brawl. I can't help it. It's in my nature to fucking brawl. Sabah brawls. He's fucking nasty. He's nasty. I had to wear him down, you know. I had to use wrestling and some cardio, you know what I'm saying? But he's a beast. He's not going anywhere.
Well, here comes Jean-Claude. Brawl you did. Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet and give it up for Irish Brennan Ward.
Irish Brennan Ward getting a hug from action star Jean-Claude Van Damme. And hey, Ward's life journey would make for a compelling cinematic experience as well. We're near Hollywood after all, but what a start to Bellator MMA on CBS. And when we come back, we will visit with Amanda Guerra and Josh Thompson at the fight desk. They will bring you the roll call of Bellator MMA champions. We're just getting started. Bellator MMA on CBS.
Bellator 290 continues one very explosive fight down, 2 incredible title fights to go. And at Bellator MMA, our roster runs deep. 9 weight classes, 2 women's divisions, 7 men's, and some of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Welcome to the fight desk here at Bellator 290 inside the Kia Forum in Inglewood, California. I'm Amanda Guerra alongside 2-time world champ Josh Thompson. An absolutely thrilling night ahead, a historical fight between Fedor Emelianenko and Ryan Bader. We're going to get to that in a second, but talk to me about what we just saw from Brennan Ward.
When you've taken a man who has been through everything, and to see him rise up from all of those things and have a performance like that on the biggest stage of his career, it's numbing to me, but it's inspiring to me, and I'm so happy to watch his performance tonight because he came focused and dedicated to what he had to get done against a very tough Sabah Homasi.
Well, like he said, he wants a title shot there. Let's talk about some of the champions we do have here at Bellator, starting with Yaroslav Amosov, welterweight champ, 26-0. Here's the thing, he quit fighting a year ago to go fight for his country of Ukraine. Take a look at this. He actually had to dig, Josh, his championship belt out of his mother's house. How incredible is that? He's making his return.
After his mother's house was destroyed, he brought it out, and his countrymen told him, "What are you doing? You need to go back. You need to fight for us and fight for Ukraine. You're better served in that cage defending your title." And just weeks away, we're going to see him back in the Bellator cage.
Yeah, he's going to be fighting in Dublin on February 25th, just 1 year and 1 day after that war began. Over in our bantamweight division, Sergio Pettis, he's at the top there, retained that belt with one of the most viral knockouts in recent memory against Kyoji Horiguchi. Here's the thing, Josh, he got hurt right after this. We've had an entire bantamweight tournament going on, and he is now waiting to fight that winner.
That highlight reel, well, his kids will talk about it, his grandchildren will talk about, my grandfather did this. I mean, that's how famous that knockout is. It was a come-behind victory, but he's going to end up fighting the winner of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix, and it's going to be either his longtime teammate, Rafion Stotts, or one of the best grapplers in the world in Patchy Mix. I cannot wait for this fight.
Either way, it's going to be absolutely incredible, and of course, we have the pillar of our organization, one Patricio Pitbull. Josh, we have seen him dominate 2 divisions so far. Now he wants a 3rd. Tell us about Patricio moving weight classes yet again to become a champ.
Hopefully we'll see that later at the end of this year, but like you said, dominated 2 weight classes. The featherweight division, he's been dominating pretty much his whole career, but that right there in the lightweight division, the knockout of Michael Chandler, is really what put him on that next level. He is the featherweight champ now. He vacated the lightweight champ, but then he came back up, and now he's looking to try and get to that bantamweight title. He said, "Oh, look, I only have a little bit of time left. I need to drop that weight, get out, and be the first person to ever gather 3 titles in a major organization."
We know the Pitbull brothers there, Patricio Pitbull, very well. One of the most well-known names in MMA is the Nurmagomedov family. Usman Nurmagomedov is our current lightweight champ. His cousin is Khabib. Now, Josh, you have trained with this family forever. Usman, 16-0. He is only 24 years old. How quickly is he adding to this family legacy?
The legacy is going to be around for quite a while. 16-0 he is. His brother is 16-0. And if you look at their cousin, Khabib, he is 29-0 before he retired and walked away from the sport. Together, they are 61-0. But Usman Nurmagomedov is our champion here, and he will be around for a long time. So I don't think that legacy is going anywhere anytime soon.
And we get to see him fight very soon. Usman Nurmagomedov going up against Benson Henderson, kicking off our lightweight Grand Prix. That is going down March 10th in San Jose. We cannot wait to see you there. Still to come here at Bellator 290, a legacy comes to an end, but not before trying to settle the score. 4 years ago, Fedor lost to Ryan Bader here at the Kia Forum. He said before he retires, that is the fight that he wants back. Well, tonight he gets his wish. He gets one more shot at Ryan Bader, one more shot at the belt before laying down his gloves as the greatest heavyweight of all time. But next, we have our co-main event in this one. Look, we just saw fireworks. We're about to see more fireworks. Our middleweight champ, undefeated Johnny Eblen, versus a member of Team Fedor and Anatoly Tokov. Josh, let's start by talking about the champ and Johnny Eblen here. Look, he has this underdog mentality. He's from Iowa. He wrestled at Mizzou. He stunned the world in his last fight by beating Gegard Mousasi. Not many people saw that happen. Still undefeated. How does he keep that undefeated record and keep his belt tonight?
You just got to pick up where he left off. He was dismantling Gegard Mousasi, the legend in the sport. He picked him apart on the feet. He mixed it up so much. from the wrestling to the striking into the clinch. He did everything perfect in that fight. He's going to have a perfect night tonight against Tokov.
He matches up well against Tokov, though. It's going to be an incredible fight there. So let's talk about Tokov. Look, he's a Fedor apprentice. He said it's an honor to be on the same card as him. It makes him a little nervous. He feels he has even more pressure to win than normal. His record, though, it's incredible. 31-2, 24 finishes. But here's the thing, Josh. We haven't seen him a whole lot over the past couple of years. So what can we expect from him going up against a guy like Evelyn?
Well, his body hasn't taken a lot of damage as of lately, and that's one way of looking at it. But I also look at it, too. He's got to be the hammer and not the nail. And Big John was talking about it earlier. He needs to make sure that he's moving forward and not allowing Johnny to skirt around on the outside and make him miss. He's got to press Johnny, use his size and his strength to press Johnny to the fence and try and slow him down, because Johnny is dangerous when he's using his lateral movement. Tokov needs to use his Sambo-style wrestling to trap him against the fence, get to the takedowns, get that top position, and dominate from there.
It's been such a fun night so far. The fun continues. Only one will come away with the belt. Will Tokov hand Johnny Evelyn the first loss of his career and earn the belt with his coach and his hero backstage? Or will Johnny Evelyn take the middleweight world by storm and show he is one of the best and here to stay? That fight is next.
Sun-drenched Los Angeles, California, Golden State, where Tonight here at the Kia Forum in Inglewood, we are bringing you the gold standard in MMA. Bellator MMA held 15 title fights in 2022, including the coronation of Johnny Evelyn, who became the 7th fighter to become middleweight king. Now, Anatoly Tokov has won all 7 of his Bellator bouts. The number 3 ranked challenger is going to try to make Evelyn's reign one and done.
Knowing that Mousasi was a legend and I was about to fight a legend, it did motivate me. I knew this was like the next step to legitimize my name.
Johnny Evelyn, his opportunity to indeed shock the world and knock off Gegard Mousasi, one of the greatest fighters to step foot in a ring or cage.
We watched a lot of footage on him to figure out what his typical things that he would do, and we would work off of it.
Oh, but a beautiful combination. Evelyn touches up Mousasi.
And then mixed my thing into it.
Oh! Evelyn hurt him bad.
You see like showboating here and there, wrestling when I felt like I needed to, and mixing it up. I think it's the biggest thing about MMA. It's not boxing, it's not kickboxing, it's not wrestling. It's MMA, you gotta mix things up. I just kept thinking like, how do I keep winning? How do I keep winning? How do I keep winning it? And then at the end, I'm gonna get my hand raised.
Are we on the verge of a major upset for the middleweight championship? Johnny Evelyn bringing the fight to the champion Mousasi.
And now the news.
When they put the belt around me after beating Gegard, man, it felt really good. To win the belt is one thing, but to keep it's another thing. I make sure I'm gonna stay the champion.
Это как бы круто было. Ничего себе, Федор Емельяненко, я в его команде. Вы знаете, я до сих пор думаю, а как и что, почему. Когда сидя в зале, это, ну, как сказать, он же нас постоянно технику правит, нам подсказывает, рассказывает. Он видит каждую вот маленькую, каждый недочет маленький, он сразу это видит. И когда он что-то тебе говорит, и ты начинаешь делать, и ты понимаешь, вот оно, пошло, получилось.
Tokov's got a lot of power in his hands, and he's got a great submission attack. Stop, 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 stop. It is all over.
Мой стиль такой где-то поддавить, раздергать, поймать в этот момент, как это, на чуйку больше.
Tokov has been pretty vocal, saying he is ready to challenge for the title.
Tokov is a dangerous fighter because the dude can hit hard, he's strong, has good combat sambo, has good timing when it comes to exchanges. He's down, he's game to fight, and he's a veteran of the sport. He has a lot of fights.
Джонни Эблин очень разносторонний, подвижный, базовый боец. Он читает немножко соперника, он видит, чувствует, поэтому это очень опасный соперник.
I think experience will be a factor, but I don't think he's ever stepped in the cage with an animal like me. I'm completely different. I'm going to push him in aspects that he's never going to even imagine.
Хочу стать чемпионом, хочу выиграть у Джонни именно хочу теперь.
I'm ready to touch gloves and get after it. I'm just thinking, take this dude out.
To make his way to the cage, the challenger, Anatoly Tokov.
Anatoly Tokov will turn 33 on February 17, and despite that advanced age, John, he still represents the future of Fedor team here on the cusp now of becoming middleweight champion, setting the table for what, well, he and his teammates hope is a sweep for Fedor team tonight in title fights. But here's a guy 7-0 in Bellator with 5 unbelievable finishes, 3 knockouts, 2 submissions, as well-rounded as they come under the tutelage of Fedor, like his mentor, ultra cool customer.
And very smart. He is an intelligent fighter, and that's what's got him in the position that he's in. Because he's had moments where he's had problems. Gerald Harris had him hurt bad, and he was so smart in how he got himself out of it and ends up getting the submission victory. Look, if you're talking about Anatoly Tokov, effective counter striking, this is a guy with a big right hand. lateral movement. Don't go backwards against Johnny. You must push Johnny backwards. That's your key to victory.
And like Brennan Ward, who got things off to an incredible start and got to take a photo with Jean-Claude Van Damme, well, Tokov grew up watching Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. He's been training with the great Fedor Emelianenko since 2015, the #3 ranked middleweight, finally getting his opportunity at the strap.
And now, the reigning Bellator middleweight world champion, Johnny the Human Cheat Code Eblin.
Johnny Eblin, now known as the Human Cheat Code. He's had almost as many nicknames as he has wins. He's got 12 of those, John. 12-0, 5 knockouts, 1 submission, unbeaten, of course. And we've already talked about what he was able to do against Gegard Mousasi. The question I ask you is, how high is Eblin's ceiling?
So high. I mean, it's just incredible because at 12-0, he is the champion, and he's got so much more to give. He's learning all the time, and that is so impressive. Johnny needs to mix up his striking and his grappling, and that's what makes him so effective. Put Tokov on his back foot. If Tokov's not moving forward, his offense stops.
We sing the praises of Fedor team, and we definitely have to sing the praises of Eblin's camp. American top team where he is Coach King Mo, a former champion who has got one of the highest fight IQs I've ever come across. Mike Brown. I mean, they are nothing but monsters at ATT, and there's a reason that Eblin's a champion in just his 12th professional fight.
Oh, absolutely, and it's the guys that he trains with. But let's be honest, he trained Vadim Nemkov for his championship win against Corey Anderson. So Vadim definitely
He has experience against Fedor team.
And talk to his team.
Right, let's go now to the tail of the tape for our first of 2 championship fights here tonight at Bellator 290.
And as simple as it gets, you take a look, things are very close here, but look at those records. 12-0 for Johnny Eblin, the champion. 31-2 for Anatoly Tokov.
With the official introductions, here's Michael C. Williams.
Live on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus, Bellator MMA Now presents tonight's co-main event, 5 5-minute rounds for the Bellator Middleweight World Championship. Introducing first, the blue corner. At 5'10", weighing in 184.8 pounds, unbeaten inside the Bellator cage, he holds an impressive overall record of 31 professional victories, 2 losses, ranked at #3. He enters his first ever world title fight, presenting the challenger, Anatoly Tokov. And across the cage, the champion tonight fights out of the red corner at 6'1", weighing in 184 pounds even. After a dominant performance to capture the title tonight, he makes his first defense, entering as an undefeated professional. 12 victories, no defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, the defending Bellator middleweight world champion, Johnny the Human Cheat Code. And the referee in charge, Frank Trigg.
Mike, we bringing him in? Just to bring him in. Come on, guys. Come on. I'm good. Gentlemen, you received the instructions in your locker room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Let's go back to your corners and come out swinging.
They're not going to touch gloves. They're going to intensely stare through each other as we get set for this Bellator middleweight championship fight. All 6 of Johnny Eblin's finishes have come in the first round for Anatoly Tokov. He has 11 wins via first round knockout or submission and has a victory over former Bellator middleweight champion Alexander Shlemenko. The bell and round 1. age and overall experience for Anatoly Tokov, with this being his 34th professional fight compared to Eblen's 13th. But Eblen, a fast learner, went down to Florida and was introduced to ATT by two-time NCAA National Wrestling Champion at Iowa 2008 U.S. Olympian Steve Mocco. One of the better decisions Mocco's made. He's made many, but definitely changed Eblen's life.
Oh, he absolutely did. Steve Mocco he's a crazy man, but he's an outstanding wrestling coach. And he brought Johnny Eblen there because he saw something in him. And there has been no doubt, everybody that trains with Johnny Eblen says, oh my God, this guy is the best middleweight fighter in the world. There is no doubt he's that good.
Calf kick by Eblen, came into the sport. He's a hard-working wrestler out of the University of Missouri, same school that former Bellator champions Ben Askren and Mike Chandler attended. There's the combination by Eblen, and since going to ATT, really focusing on his striking, and has really grown exponentially when it comes to his boxing techniques.
Well, he's now throwing combinations that you just don't see a lot of mixed martial artists throw. He's throwing double hooks. He's doing all kinds of things that are not easy to do, but he's doing it based upon the fact that his wrestling is so good. He can get himself out of bad positions at times. Johnny Eblen is the real deal, and the fact that he utilizes all elements of mixed martial arts makes him extremely difficult.
Oh, counter right by Tokov, who immediately latches on to Eblen.
And you saw out of position, but back, was unable to get to that point of a takedown, but that was a nice right hand by Anatoly Tokov.
Left high kick blocked by Tokov. Body kick by Tokov. Tokov began training military hand-to-hand combat and judo at 14. And of course, Eblen, we talk about his background as a wrestler, started at the age of 5. Midway point of the opening round, scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds for the Bellator middleweight crown. The jab lands for Tokov. Good exchange.
Very nice exchange. Tokov, we talked about his intelligence as a fighter and his ability to change the momentum. For a little bit there, you saw Johnny Eblen being able to back him up. He knew that he can't have that happen, and so right away starts creating that lateral movement, circling off, making it so Johnny Eblen cannot back him up. Very intelligent.
Since that incredible victory over Mousasi to become champion, Eblen been doing a lot of sparring and really working on growing his fight IQ. He told us that it's never been better, and he's been working on going to the body more, getting slicker with his defense, and utilizing that southpaw stance more, and we've seen glimpses of that so far in this fight.
Oh, yeah. You know, he started off with that wrestling base, and he was a guy, man, he would take you down ground and pound and get the TKO. And then once he really started working on the stand-up, he has just evolved as a fighter, and so he utilizes the wrestling to make his stand-up more dangerous because you're worried about him taking you down. But no, he comes in with his hands and lands clean shots.
Level change by Eblen, but Tokov doing a good job there. Overhook and underhook, and now Eblen backs him to the fence as they grapple at close quarters, exchanging knees, jockeying for position. Eblen putting all of his weight on Tokov, but Tokov's one strong middleweight.
Tokov's defensive wrestling is just outstanding. He's got great balance, and he's able to just put weight on the arms, start to tire you out. You're seeing what he's doing right here. He's just kind of hanging on Johnny's arms. Now, Johnny's got his hands clasped, but in the position they're at, he's going to have a hard time. He's going to have to bring his hands either up high or down low towards the hips to start to get that body lock position where he can take it down.
On the break, Eblen looking for that slashing elbow, misses with it, but lands the left.
It was a nice exit by Johnny Eblen. They'll always leave them with something to remember on the exit.
Ty Plum and some knees from Eblen, showcasing his diversive offensive attack.
Good round, gentlemen, good round.
the calf, but let's punch. Let's punch. Let's get his hands up, dude. And your takedown's there. Your takedown's there.
Bellator MMA heads back to Dublin, Ireland. Bellator 291, Saturday, February 25th. Note the start time, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Yaroslav Amosov, Logan Storley in a rematch with Amosov, this time defending the welterweight title and looking to make it 2 wins in a row over the decorated wrestler. And from the welterweight title fight, we once again focus on the middleweight championship bout. Your unofficial score after the first 5.
Unofficial, I had Johnny Eblen just squeaking by in that round. It was a close round. Anatoly had some moments, but he needs to throw out more and land with effectiveness.
And going to break, I'm known to create, new words. Diverse offensive attack, and the diversity is on display. Calf kick by Eblen.
See, on those calf kicks like that, Tokov needs to counter and make Eblen pay for it. He cannot just sit there.
Double jab. Sorry, John. Double jab, chopping right hand by Tokov. Good combination. A lot of feinting. Each wanting to get the other to bite first. Nice feint there, and Tokov lands the right, avoids the combo from Eblen. Good body movement by Eblen, trying to showcase his defense, looking to slip the punch, and does so to the left, but got caught with the right.
Very clean jabs by Anatoly Tokov, though. That jab it's setting up his other shots.
Sharp jab splits the guard of Eblen by Tokov and clips Eblen. Ooh, a hard jab to the face by Tokov.
Tokov's getting that range down. His counter strikes are starting to land.
Bellator MMA on CBS from the Kia Forum in Los Angeles. You're watching the second round of this Bellator middleweight championship fight between the champion Johnny Eblen in the red gloves, the challenger Anatoly Tokov in the blue. Big John McCarthy and Mauro Ranallo here at cage side, joined by Amanda Guerra, Josh Thompson at the fight desk. Double jab again, and Tokov doing a good job of making sure he doubles up on that jab.
That jab's making a difference in this round. He's establishing that jab. It's making his right hand be effective time. Big right hand.
Big right hand from Eblen. Looking for the home run shot, the body kick as well, and Eblen now getting aggressive in his attack. 2 minutes have elapsed here in the second. And everything for Tokov begins with that textbook stick, John, the jab.
It does, but you can see Tokov is starting to breathe hard. Take a look at the color on his face right now. He's having a little bit of an oxygen deprivation problem. You can see it.
And he's making investments to the body with that kick, trying to slow down Eblen's advances. And Eblen showing the vestiges of a battle on his face.
No doubt, he's taking some shots, especially in this round. Tokov's been doing very well, but you can see he's got to find those places within the round where you can take that deep breath, get yourself back to feeling normal.
Yeah, Tokov has landed twice as many strikes as Eblen in this round. And there, nice 1-2 by Eblen, and Eblen again sits down on that right hand.
It's 2 right hands in a row that landed cleanly for Johnny Eblen.
An intense battle here where both Tokov and Eblen sitting down on their punches, looking to break the will and the spirit of their opponent as they hope to walk out of the Kia Forum in LA as the Bellator middleweight champ. Nice right hand body kick, left hook combo by Tokov, sprawl by Tokov, but then Eblen, when Tokov bounced up, caught him with the right.
Very nice sequence by Anatoly Tokov.
Oh, what a shot by Tokov! He staggered Eblen!
That was on the top of the head.
And Eblen comes back with a 1-2 of his own.
Anatoly would be lucky if that didn't hurt his hand, man. You hit someone on the top of the head. It's like hitting just a stone wall.
And you know, still to come, Fedor Emelianenko's final fight. Tokov's mentor, he's had issues with his right hand over the years as well, but overcame so much.
Oh!
Tokov gets dropped with the right hand from Evelyn, but bounces up right away, able to clinch with Evelyn. And now Evelyn backs him to the fence, but Evelyn was able to drop him with the right, and now drops him with a takedown.
I think that was an elbow that he actually landed on Tokov. And that's a big game changer.
It definitely is, because now Evelyn unloading on Tokov.
That was a huge elbow shot. You saw earlier, Lorenz Larkin, what an elbow will do. Elbows
on the prelims, not going to work candidate.
Johnny Evelyn taking this round back by hurting Tokov. Tokov was winning it. Effective damage right here by Johnny Evelyn.
The ebb and flow of a mixed martial arts championship fight. We are going to round 3 after this.
Clash ahead.
Pretty strong. Hey, you can jab out there, you can feint out there. Look at the takedown. You make them miss, make them pay, or make them miss, take them down. Just set that takedown up. Southpaw straight to the face, drive to the wall, drive through. Full commitment. Notice, it's not the first one.
Boy, take a look right here. Evelyn goes for the takedown. Tokov blocks it, stonewalls it, basically lands the left hand, and then touches him with the right. Not a whole lot of power on the right, but here was that elbow. Boom. You saw it touch the shoulder, but it touched the temple, and it definitely had an effect on Anatoly Tokov. Took him right off his feet.
Messed with Tokov's equilibrium as we are set for round number 3.
Ready?
Evelyn's first title defense, and Evelyn's right eye was swelling, beginning to really show the effects of what has been a tough task as expected. I mean, once you're the champion, it doesn't get easier.
And when you're the champion, all you have is a target on you. And look, I thought Tokov was winning that round until that elbow landed, knocking him down to the ground. That is what we're looking for. Damage in the fight. Johnny Evelyn landed that damage. It was the biggest shot of the round, and that's why Johnny Evelyn gets around 10-9.
And Tokov continues to work on that right eye of Evelyn with his jab. They exchange body kicks. Evelyn leading with the left, really using it as a bait, and now Evelyn with the level change and runs right through Tokov into the takedown, immediately lands a couple of right hands, or make that left hands for good measure.
One of the things that Evelyn, you take a look at the difference between him and Tokov. Tokov is throwing straight punches in the stand-up. Evelyn's throwing looping shots. That's why Tokov has been successful. He's got the shorter reach, but he's getting there faster with the straight punches.
Waist lock employed by Evelyn. And grappling going out now. Tokov looking to turn into Evelyn, defending this attempt at the takedown. Evelyn is 2 for 4 in takedowns thus far in this fight, while Tokov 0 for 1.
Evelyn getting his hands locked. Nice job.
Takes him down, and again, ground and pound from, and that punch under the armpit. Dan Henderson is on location here tonight. The H-bomb that felled Fedor in their fight was under the armpit, very similar.
Anytime that comes under the arm like that, you cannot see the punch, and it's always the ones that you don't see that hurt you the most.
And mat return by Evelyn.
Those mat returns, Morrow, every time you get taken down like that, you work your way to get back up, and then boom, you're going back down. It is demoralizing as a fighter. And right now, what Johnny Evelyn is trying to do is he's starting to try to break Anatoly Tokov. What he's saying is, my conditioning is better than yours. I can push harder than you, and I'm going to push you off the cliff.
You're an NC2A Division I wrestler. Conditioning should never be an issue, right, John? Even when your MMA career, what wrestling does is incredible. I mean, so many mixed martial artists talk about wrestling being the key base. Spinning back elbow missed by Evelyn, but it builds every facet of a fighter when you're a wrestler.
There is nothing.
Mental, physical, strategy.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better. There's nothing more grinding than that wrestling in that room. The work it takes to be good at it, it builds character, it builds a work ethic.
final 2 minutes of the third. Right hand countered by Tokov lands.
And again, straight punches by Tokov.
Calf kick by Evelyn. Oh, and Evelyn just missed with that right cross. Evelyn level change sprawl by Tokov, defends the takedown. And Evelyn now 4 of 7 in the takedown department. And again, with those takedowns, we've seen Tokov bounce back up. We've seen the mat returns, but it's really been, for the most part, large part, a tremendous striking battle where each of them have had their moments.
Each of them had their moments. The big moments have normally been with Johnny Evelyn, though. He's landed the ones that have knocked Tokov down. He's gotten the takedowns, the big elbow strikes on the breaks. Those are the differences in this fight right now.
Evelyn moving away from the power of Tokov in the orthodox stance, looking to unload that right, and Evelyn using his striking, trying to set up a takedown attempt, and again wailing away wide looping shots that miss.
That was a nice shot that he landed at the beginning of that series, though. Tokov took it well, but man, you can only take so many before they just...
Oh, and he just landed another stinging shot, and Tokov took it. But like you say, John, punch resistance begins to wear down the more you absorb.
Johnny Evelyn just needs to start throwing just a little bit straighter on his punches. Those are going to get there faster. They're going to hit the target.
Nice right hand lands for Tokov. Many expected this to be a battle of attrition. We are headed into the championship rounds for the Bellator Middleweight Championship. Still to come, the main event. Ryan Bader looks to make it 2 in a row against Fedor Emelianenko, looking to become the only man to do that against the last emperor, the always stoic, the always pensive Emelianenko, pacing back and forth, and of course MMA royalty on hand to honor the last emperor, Royce Gracie, Chuck Liddell, and hey, the fighter of the 90s, a man who was a pioneer who helped build the sport. Retired undefeated 5-0 champion Frank the Legend Shamrock in the house. And when you're his best friend, I got to say more about him than anyone else. All right, here we go, round number 4. Everything I said was true, though, and it's incredible to see such a reunion of these all-time greats, and against it speaks to the respect that Fedor Emelianenko has earned as Evelyn is on the ground momentarily, and immediately Tokov goes after him, and then Evelyn pops him with a right uppercut.
Evelyn again wins that exit. Again, Evelyn, he'd be much better off. The straight punches.
Nice level.
Nice, beautiful job of turning that corner from Evelyn.
And you're right, John, it's not just straight ahead. He creates angles with the takedowns.
And that makes it so much more difficult to defend. And right now, if you're Anatoly Tokov, you got off of that stool, you had your minute break, and now you're having a guy with all that weight, 200 pounds basically, crushing down on you, and after all that work, it tires you out faster, it's wearing.
Evelyn does have one submission victory, the guillotine choke against Wayman Carter back in 2018, and there is a man we talked about how important he has been to the maturation process of Johnny Evelyn. That is King Mo. Evelyn calls him his big brother and his #1 hype man.
Well, he's the one running the controller on the human cheat code.
And that's the guy who christened him with that nickname. And so, again, when you know, the old cliche, well, it's a cliche because it's true, iron sharpens iron, and both these fighters have a lot of iron in their calves.
Boy, both of them do, you're right. Tokov really needs to work to get back to his feet. He cannot stay in these positions. The fight is starting to slip away from him. Johnny Eblen's starting to take over. And when I talked about that RPM level that he's able to maintain compared to his opponents, this is what I'm talking about. He pushes you past that point, your comfort zone is gone. Beautiful mat return.
Tokov looks to turn into Eblen, and you're absolutely right, John. As always, the pressure, the pace. Johnny Eblen's gas tank is very big, and he's really continuing to utilize that wrestling and continues to break down Anatoly Tokov here in the penultimate round. Now 6 of 11 in the takedown department for Eblen.
Very sweet job. You saw Johnny take that right hand, bring that ankle away from him. That brought Anatoly back to the mat. Brings the knee up. Anatoly has got no answer right now to get rid of the hands of Johnny Eblen. Can't break the hands, and if you can't break the hands...
Oh, another elbow strike and a jab to left, and another level change, and another takedown. But it's Tokov trying to find a way to neutralize Johnny Eblen. And of course, at this stage of the fight, bodies are slippery, so any submission attempt will be that much more difficult.
Well, a lot of people are going to look and think, well, he's got a guillotine. This is not a guillotine. No. He has no legs engaged in this. There's no way that he's going to get any kind of choke right here. Right now, basically, he's trying to control the posture and position of Johnny Eblen. Think of all the times that you've watched Anatoly Tokov work his way back to his feet. Now what did you just see, Mauro? Now he's settled. Yep. He's settled for the position, which is telling you, I'm getting tired.
His power bar is depleting. Final 60 seconds of the fourth round. Tokov trying to control Eblen's posture. Eblen now creating some separation, looking to pass the guard into side control, content on delivering elbows, and now again has Tokov's back, employing that waist lock. And Tokov, you're right, John, he's muted in his recovery here, just accepting his fate at this particular moment in time.
Yeah, at this point, he cannot figure out how to break the hands and stop what Johnny Eblen's doing. Every time he gets to a position where he gets himself back to his feet, Johnny switches it up, opens up, lands the shot, goes back for the takedown, or just takes and elevates him up, and mat returns him. This has been a dominating round by Johnny Eblen.
We saw the domination when he won the title, mixing up the striking and the wrestling against Mousasi. He's a complete package, and Eblen exploding. Again, the level change, looking for the single leg. Fifth and final round coming up. John, body language speaks volumes, and at the end of the fourth round, Anatoly Tokov, as we look at Johnny Eblen's corner, Tokov looked dispirited, looked defeated, trying to make his way back to his corner. Not a lot of confidence right now for Anatoly Tokov.
Now, when you go through a round like he just did, and there's nothing you could stop at all, and you're saying, I'm exhausted, I don't know what else to do, it is a horrible position. Fighters fear being exhausted, because when you're exhausted, you can't protect yourself. And right now, Anatoly Tokov is facing that.
Fifth and final round, Johnny Eblen firing up the crowd here at the Kia Forum, just outside of Los Angeles in Inglewood. It's a suburb of LA, and Anatoly Tokov he's bouncing up and down, trying to summon that inner warrior, trying to find a way to get back into this fight. And how do you have it? Well, on cue, John, there's the scorecard.
Look, I'm being honest. I had the second round going towards Tokov until that knockdown with the elbow. I've got Johnny Eblen in a shutout right now. He is starting to take over this fight. He's dominating.
Eblen says his goal is to clear out the division. He said he is going to be the GOAT, and the more you talk to him, the more you believe him. Self-confidence is everything. Well, and he's backing it up.
Yeah, and one of the things, you know, look, if you see Johnny Eblen in training, Johnny Eblen puts himself in horrible positions and then works his way out of them. So there's nothing inside the cage that he faces that he hasn't faced in training and worked his way out of.
So even before becoming a champion, he had the work ethic of one.
That builds confidence that, hey, I can face anything. I'm not worried about anything. I can get myself out. Right now, Anatoly, he needs a home run, man. He needs to land that big right hand.
17 of his 31 wins have come via knockout. Last one in his last fight when he destroyed Muhammad Abdullah at Bellator 282. The same night, Eblen became champion, so they're on the same schedule.
Nice head movement right there, slipping and ripping by Johnny Eblen.
Final 3 minutes of the fight. And Eblen again shoots in for the takedown and records.
Big time takedown right there. That's right in front of us, Moro, and you can see Anatoly Tokov breathing hard. He has worked his butt off to get up out of this position throughout the fight, and he just cannot get to the point where he can break free of Johnny Eblen. Eblen's the one that's going to determine when that break occurs.
Eblen has now recorded 8 takedowns in 15 attempts, continuing to deplete the tank of Anatoly Tokov as again takes him back down and just dominates from the back, rounding Tokov, wearing him down, systematically dismantling him, outstriking, out-grappling Johnny Eblen in his first title defense, showing the world why he is the Bellator middleweight champion.
Big-time mat return. This is unbelievably defeating if you're Anatoly Tokov. You work your way back, Johnny Eblen picks you up, takes you back down. And this is a guy undefeated in the Bellator cage at this point. Anatoly Tokov has been fantastic, 31-2 for his career, and he is just being dominated in this fight.
Eblen tenderizing the right leg of Tokov, adding insult to injury here, continues to just drive the knee, and now Tokov able to come back to his feet, but I believe that Eblen probably allows him just so he can do the mat return again.
And he's almost put himself right into a mount position. Now you're seeing it again. Anatoly, tired, he's starting to accept.
Yeah. Struggling against the uber-aggressive Johnny Eblen, all over the number 3 ranked contender. Bloodied up his face, battering his body, taking away his foundation with those knees to his legs. Johnny Eblen has demonstrated a little bit of everything that makes him an undefeated fighter. And the best at 185 in Bellator.
Johnny Eblen.
Mamma mia! What a belly-to-back suplex, a German suplex by Eblen, and yet Tokov again gets to his feet, but that was impressive. And even equally impressive is that Tokov is now going for the choke. It's incredible. Fans appreciating what they've witnessed through 5 championship rounds. It goes to the scorecards, but they are on their feet as Johnny Eblen, defending the title against Anatoly Tokov. Will it be a successful title offense? He put an exclamation point on his performance with this German suplex, and yet Tokov right back on his feet. We'll get the decision in just a moment. Wow.
Hey Bellator Nation, follow us across a large array of digital platforms and stay up to date on everything you need to know. Like us on the Bellator Facebook page and see exclusive videos. Follow us and get instant updates on Twitter at Bellator MMA and get a chance to have your tweet live on the broadcast. See amazing pictures on Instagram at Bellator MMA. Join Bellator Nation today.
Welcome back to the Kia Forum in Inglewood, California, where indeed Showtime on CBS, and boy, Johnny Eblen showing up and showing out. Was it enough to retain the title? Let's find out. Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance in this world title fight, will go now to your three judges at cage side. Your first, Chris Crail, scores the fight 50-45, while judges Ron McCarthy and Elliot Kelly both see it the same, 49-46. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision, and still Bellator middleweight world champion Johnny the Human Chica Eblen.
And Johnny Eblen now stands alone at first for the longest active win streak in Bellator, with 9 consecutive wins and a successful first middleweight title defense. Let's go to Big John.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the middleweight champion of the world, defending that title. Johnny Eblen, you look fantastic, and you just kept building the momentum throughout this fight.
That's just how I fight, John. As the fight goes on, I get better. I just keep fucking getting better. I'm the real king of cardio. Colby Covington ain't shit.
I don't even know who that is. So what I...
Facts, fuck that guy.
Look, that's 2 impressive performances in a row. One against a guy that had over 50 fights, another guy now at 33. Who is it that deserves a shot at this belt?
Hey, it looks like Mousasi and Edwards are getting after it in May, I think. May in Paris. Looking like a #1 contender fight, so I'll take the winner of that.
Sounds good to me. Congratulations on a fantastic performance. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Human Cheat Code.
Thank you, LA. You guys are awesome. Give it up to me, baby. Let's go.
Johnny Eblen.
The sky is indeed the limit for the Bellator middleweight champion. Dominated Gegard Mousasi to win the title. Now dominates Anatoly Tokov to retain the gold. And we mentioned that he now has the longest active winning streak in Bellator with 9 wins. And, well, look at that all-star team. Mike Brown, King Mo, Dustin Poirier, American top team has got a champion, and they've got many, but it's Johnny Eblen's night here tonight in Los Angeles. All right, well, AJ McKee has the longest winning streak in Bellator MMA history at 18. It was in this venue last July that he won the featherweight championship in the $1 million featherweight Grand Prix, and now he's in the lightweight division, going to be in the lightweight Grand Prix. But coming up, it is Fedor Emelianenko's final fight. Will he go out as the oldest champion in MMA history? He challenges Ryan Bader next.
The new Bellator MMA app is here. New look, new features, new fights. Watch live weigh-ins and prelims. Share your fight picks, earn points and badges as you rank up to the heavyweight division. And stay up to date on events, rankings, and news. For all the latest features, download the new Bellator MMA app. Available on the App Store and Google Play.
And to talk about
Here's a good time to give away some free Bellator merchandise. If you're on your feet making some noise, Sophia's got a great arm. She can get it up. She can throw it all the way. Maybe not to the rafters, but if you're making some noise, we've got some free Bellator merch to give away. She'll make her way around the cage. You're making some noise. Here at the Kia Forum tonight, it's a night of legends and some of MMA's all-time greats. Joining us tonight here inside the Kia Forum, there he is, your favorite, the one and only Mr. Chael Sonnen. And yes, the Iceman, Chuck Liddell. And of course, the legend, Mr. Hoist Gracie. And speaking of legends, there he is, Randy Couture.
Dreams are made among the lights of LA, and tonight, one fight remaining with two dreams on the line. The greatest heavyweight of all time, Fedor, looks to close out his career with the heavyweight belt around his waist one last time here inside the Kia Forum. We'll talk about the bright lights of LA. One of the most well-known names in MMA is here with us on the desk, the mercenary AJ McKee. AJ, this place has got to be good memories for you. You were in the Featherweight World Grand Prix, won $1 million. He told me, though, that he brought this very fancy necklace before that. Now you've moved up to lightweight. You're entering the lightweight Grand Prix. You have 2 fights under your belt at lightweight. How does it feel so far?
Phenomenal. I'm excited. You know, the Grand Prix is what it's all about. You know, my first tournament, I had 16 names on that world title. And coming here full circle, there's 8 more looking to add to the list.
You've already fought Patricio twice, which is Pitbull, is Patrici's brother. How do you look at them being in comparison, and like, are they the same? Are they not the same? And how do you train for his brother Patricio?
I think every fighter's different. Stylistically, every fight's a bit different. So I'm quite sure I'll see quite few similarities in his game plan, his brother's game plan. And, you know, he's a different man, though. So I just got to go in there, do what I do best, and, you know, take him to deep waters.
You've dominated at lightweight so far. Let me ask you this. You make it to the finals. Who do you want to meet in the cage?
Stylistically, I think Vincent and I make the best matchup. But like I've always said, if I can't be undefeated, no one can. So I got motivation all on that other side of the bracket. Whoever it is, whatever it is, I'm ready.
You got a 2-time world champion in the lightweight division. You want to hop in that tournament?
No, let's not do this to me, please. Come on. Let's not do this to me. Hey, you not see the glasses? Look how old I am these days.
There you go. There you go. 2 different classes over here. AJ McKee, we appreciate it. We cannot wait to watch you later this year. Here are the upcoming dates for the Lightweight World Grand Prix. San Jose, Usman Nurmagomedov, undefeated, the current champ. He is going up against Benson Henderson, former 2-time world champ. And remember, that's the guy AJ McKee said, I wouldn't mind seeing him in the finals. Tofik Musayev versus Alexander Shabli, both knockout artists. And then in Paris on May 12th, more power here. Sydney Outlaw versus Mansour Baranawi. Battle between these 2 fighters, and that one will likely be a battle on the ground. Up next, one of the most historic and storied careers in MMA is about to come to a close, but not before Knockout Power takes center cage. Ryan Bader versus Fedor 2, and no matter how this one ends, it will be marked in history. Fedor ending his career once more as a heavyweight champ, or Ryan Bader becoming the first person to ever beat Fedor twice. Josh, let's get ready for this. I'm not sure if you want to get ready because it is sad that Fedor's career is coming to an end. So we're going to start with the current champ. Let's talk about Ryan Bader. The last time these 2 stepped in the cage 4 years ago here at the Kia Forum, knocked out Fedor in 35 seconds. Now, we know he can't go into this thinking, I'm going to do the same thing. But talk to us about that and why so much of Ryan Bader's career has been Bader versus Team Fedor.
Well, because he started off fighting Fedor Emelianenko, getting the knockout in 35 seconds. And when he did that, it really changed the dynamic in the course of his career. He gets the win over Fedor, as you're seeing. But then he goes on, he goes down to light heavyweight, defends the title there against Nemkov. And when he gets there, he ends up losing the title there. And that is another Team Fedor protege. Now, we have talked about this before. Ryan Bader is a better fighter in the heavyweight division. So he goes back up to heavyweight to defend his title there, and then comes down and fights Moldavsky. He puts on a great performance, and at that weight class, I feel like he is one of the best in the world in the heavyweight division.
All right, it is time. Let's talk about the GOAT. Josh, you've been in the sport for a long time. You've seen a lot of legends fight their last fight. I'm not sure if we've seen anything like what has unfolded here at the Kia Forum. So many legends that Fedor has fought before, that he's beat before. They all showed up tonight to watch him fight his last fight. What does that say about him?
It says that the fighters in this community respect him. There's Mark Coleman right there. I mean, he is someone that Fedor fought twice. Quentin Rampage Jackson, who he fought once, and he's got a win over Dan Henderson, who he also fought in Strikeforce. These are 3 legends, but you can just look around. Look at Dan Henderson. You got Chris Cyborg in the back.
I was going to say, I see the champ there in Chris Cyborg.
There are fighters that came out to watch him fight that never fought him, but just are in all of his presence, and they wanted to be here for history.
It's absolutely incredible, and he's talked about the legacy that he's leaving behind with so many people that he has taught. Let me ask you this, really simple. Why is he the greatest heavyweight of all time?
There's so many ways that I can talk about this.
I say simple, but it's probably not simple.
It's not simple, but for me, it's simple. Look, I train with 2 of the best heavyweights in the world in Cain Velasquez and Daniel Cormier, and they have a great record, right? But the 2 of them together don't even have the record that Fedor has. Their combined record, he has more wins. He's 40 wins and 5 losses. That is the record that he possesses. That is what makes him the greatest heavyweight of all time.
That's why this is trending on social media. Everybody watching this at home on CBS, huge fans of Tom Brady. Of course, he announces his retirement this week. Him and Fedor went pro at the same time. Coming up next, Fedor, the greatest heavyweight of all time, stepping into the cage one more time, then calling it a career.
was a beautifully timed shot, and he deserved that win, but it's going to be different this time. Fedor's going to be looking for things in a different way, so you need to approach this fight a little different. If you're Fedor, you're looking to put hands on Bader as fast as you can. I want to create some chaos. I saw my team as far as guy that beat him in Nemkov, a guy who went against him in Moldavsky. I saw my team show that putting Ryan Bader on his back foot, making him move backwards, is a way to beat Ryan Bader, and that's what Fedor has to do.
Up next tonight here, Bellator 290, a storied career comes to a close. Those two men will meet in the main event. It's Fedor versus Bader once again for Bellator heavyweight gold.
Myriad luminaries on hand here at the Kia Forum for this historic night as we bid farewell to Fedor. Bellator MMA President Scott Coker visiting with Randy Couture, the one that got away for the last Emperor. And hey, Randy Couture at 43 still represents the oldest champion in MMA history. Fedor will try to beat that record tonight. One of the greatest trash talkers the sport's ever seen. Chael Sonnen on hand, and former UFC and WEC lightweight champion Benson Henderson. He's getting ready to be a part of the Bellator MMA Lightweight World Grand Prix. So the time has come. Ryan Bader will defend the heavyweight title against Fedor Emelianenko as they run it back in the same venue. Bader defeated Fedor to win the vacant heavyweight title 4 years ago and the $1 million World Grand Prix. For Fedor Emelianenko, the final chapter of his illustrious career is about to be written.
А так, оглянувшись назад, о лучшей карьере я не мечтал спортивной и не предполагал, что так может быть. Слава богу за все. Я все свои бои, все свои подготовки, в принципе, я все помню. Все будет хватать. А сейчас бы еще последний бой провести и закончить, если Бог даст.
You know, it's a mystique about him. He's quiet. He doesn't show emotion. He could go out there and win a championship, and he raises his fists.
Wow! Just like that! What a punch! The shot around the world!
I think people respect that. They want more out of him. He's never really gave people that, you know, so he's mysterious.
The last Emperor, Fedor Emelianenko.
I met Fedor in the finals of the Heavyweight Grand Prix. Our kind of strategy was, you know, do what we do. Don't get away from what has led us to be successful, and that's going in there and grinding. I kind of was feeling him out and seeing where that line was because he's a buzzsaw. If you get in his distance, he's going to throw.
Fedor, being the normal stoic guy, is going to do a little bit of half hitch. That's his feint.
I did a feint. He reacted the way I wanted to react and ran right into my left hook.
Oh, big shot! It's going to be over.
And it's all over! In that moment, everything kind of came to fruition, and I kind of felt that, like, holy crap, this is going down. This is happening. That right punch landed and just beat Fedor, one of the greatest of all time.
Ryan Bader knocks out Fedor Emelianenko!
You know, went around, you know, arms up, having fun in the cage afterwards, and my wife came in and she's crying. She said, "You did it. You did it." You know, I said, "We did it." I had my light heavyweight belt, I had my heavyweight belt, and then I had my heavyweight Grand Prix belt. Now look at those 3 belts there. That is a lifetime of dedication, of hard work. To be able to do it in 2 divisions, let alone go out there and beat one of the greatest of all time in Fedor. That's when it really kind of sunk in.
Я думаю, любой спортсмен, выходящий, он стремится к тому, чтобы стать первым, стать чемпионом.
He's been a champion. He's one of the best of all time. And I don't care how old you are. He still has power. He's still quick. He's dangerous.
Я уже столько бьюсь, столько уже выступаю, я уже понимаю, что мне 46. Пора вот больше внимания уделять ребятам. И семье, конечно. Таким финальным этапом это было не выступление, вся подготовка, вся проделана большая работа, то сейчас будет выступление двух ребят. То, как мы будем работать вместе, то, как они будут выступать, в этом будет моя реализация, мотивация.
It's an honor for me to be part of his legacy and for him to be part of my legacy. I love Fedor. I know he's going to bring it. It's his last fight. He wants to retire as a heavyweight champion, but it's not going to happen.
The Goosebumps have goosebumps. Tonight marks the 16th occasion that I have the honor and privilege of being cage-side or ringside to call Fedor Emelianenko's fights. We heard from Lenny Hart, the voice of Pride FC, and of course his run in Pride, legendary. 14-0 with 1 no contest. The last Pride heavyweight champion, his victory over Mirko Krokop, one of the greatest heavyweight title fights in history. When he dethroned Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, he bested a BJJ ace with brutal ground and pound. 16 knockouts, 15 submissions, as well-rounded as they come. 28 fight unbeaten streak, 28 first-round finishes. John, we could go on and on and on, but the question I want to ask you is what makes this everyman earn everyone's respect?
You know, more at a time when the world was full of people who were looking to stand out, beat their chest, looking to be loud and controversial, trying to garner some type of attention. A man that never speaks an ill word about his opponent, a man who stoically walks to the cage and simply raises a hand as his name is announced. A man who wins his fights in spectacular fashion, many times by knockout, and then simply walks away from his unconscious opponent. Still garners the most attention, the most adulation and respect, not only from his fellow fighters, but from the hardcore fans. That man is Fedor, and tonight, no matter whether he wins or loses, the end of an era in MMA is coming to a close here tonight. For Fedor Emelianenko, you need to start fast and use that powerful right hand. Force Bader to move backwards. That slows down his offense. Be on target.
He is 3-0 in rematches, wins over Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, 2 victories over Mark Coleman in avenging his first controversial loss against Yoshi Kosaka. Rules were that you weren't allowed to use elbows. He got hit with an elbow cut in a tournament in rings in just 17 seconds. Should have been a no contest. Someone had to go on. Kosaka went on. Emelianenko lost. He could have been 31-0 with 2 no contests to begin his career, but tonight marks the end of one of the greatest careers in combat sports.
And now, set to make his way to the cage, the reigning Bellator heavyweight world champion, Ryan Dominator.
Ryan Bader hopes it's a case of deja vu all over again, because it was right here in this venue 4 years ago where he claimed the vacant heavyweight title and won the $1 million World Grand Prix with a punch he said he practiced repeatedly. He said it was by design, the punch that dropped Fedor Emelianenko and led to the stoppage in just 35 seconds. Here's a guy, the fourth person to wear the Bellator Heavyweight Championship, and what a second act he's enjoyed here in Bellator. The first champ in the company's history, and a man who wants to cement his legacy tonight.
Absolutely. Came into Bellator, won the light heavyweight championship, and then went into that heavyweight Grand Prix as the light heavyweight champion and just put on beautiful performances. Big knockout. Just is a guy that you look at, can wrestle, is fast at heavyweight. I've talked to him too many times that you need to be at heavyweight. Now he's staying there, and he is fantastic. Ryan Bader, the longer the fight goes, the better it is for him. He needs to press the action and make Fedor work hard to get him tired.
He enjoyed a perfect 2022, successfully defending the heavyweight title against Valentin Moldavsky and Czech Congo in a rematch following a no contest. And hey, he says his light heavyweight days are firmly behind him. He's 5-0 with one no contest at heavyweight. He brings that herky-jerky style, and yeah, also a wrestling background, John, but at this stage, and in this division, the first punch that lands may be the last punch that lands.
That is absolutely the truth.
All right, let's go to the tail of the tape for the Bellator MMA Heavyweight Championship fight.
You can look at those records. Both guys have a ton of experience. They're very similar in size. In fact, this is one of the only times I've ever seen where Fedor is the bigger fighter, weighing in at 236 to 234 for Ryan Bader.
Here is Michael C. Williams.
Bellator MMA live on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus from the Kia Forum. The time has come for the Legends Last Stand. In the main event of the evening, the much anticipated rematch is set for 5 5-minute rounds for the Bellator Heavyweight World Championship. Sanctioned tonight by the California State Athletic Commission, Chairman Peter Villegas, Executive Officer Mr. Andy Foster. And now, first, the blue corner. At 6 foot weighing in 236.2 pounds to complete an iconic career tonight. He looks to capture Bellator gold as he enters the cage unrivaled with 40 professional victories, just 6 defeats, and a fearsome 31 finishes, 16 by way of knockout, 15 by way of submission. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the challenger, MMA's legendary heavyweight, the last Emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. And across the cage, the champion tonight fights out of the red corner. At 6'2", weighing in 234.4 pounds, the former 2-weight class world champion tonight, for the 4th time, defends his heavyweight belt, bringing 30 professional victories, 12 by knockout, 3 by submission, against 7 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the reigning and defending Bellator heavyweight world champion, Ryan the referee in charge, Herb Dean.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. We're going to keep it clean. Touch gloves. Let's do it.
The end of an era. The last link to the halcyon days of Pride Fighting Championships. The Bellator Heavyweight Championship hangs in the balance. Ryan Bader looking to close the book on Fedor's career with a victory, while Fedor Emelianenko wants to go out on top, looking to become the oldest champion in history at the age of 46. Immediately, Fedor loves to lead with that right hand.
Throws punches from odd angles.
Yeah,
that makes it very difficult to deal with in the stand-up.
Those casting punches, all Igor Vovchanchin, that we've seen throughout the grip. There's a right hand by Fedor, using it to set up a takedown attempt. Well scouted by Emelianenko.
But very smart of Ryan Bader. At the first part of that, you saw Fedor moving him back. He knows that that's an important aspect in winning this fight. Fedor is not allowing him to do that.
Left hook, clipping Fedor, blood already on his nose in the right hand. Fedor's hands are low. Defense has never been his strong suit.
No. Defense is not part of what he does. He goes after you with intensity.
The right hand, and the Bader all over Fedor. Just over a minute gone in the first round.
Bader just needs to be careful right here. Take his time. Don't rush things. Be careful of the arm bar because Fedor swings to it very fast.
There was a time.
You can see where he's setting that arm up.
There was a time where he was lightning quick with the arm bars from the bottom, including against Mark Coleman, one of the fighters he's faced 2 times. But that was then. This is now. He's got Ryan Bader on top of him.
Yeah, absolutely. There is a difference now. Ryan Bader very good from the top position and outstanding ground and pound. He lays down a lot of damage when he is on top.
And so much time left here in the first round, just over 3 minutes. Fedor working from his back, trying to defend against the ground and pound attack of Ryan Bader. Hammer fist from the heavyweight champion, looking to hammer his way to history.
Bader going after the finish. Very good strikes. Just putting big hammer fist down on Fedor.
In a sport this unforgiving, legends don't usually get to go out on their terms.
No, legends normally don't go out on top. It's just part of the way the sport is. Such a difficult sport to maintain that level. That's it.
Ryan Darth Bader has just cemented his legacy, dispatching Fedor Emelianenko, doing it again in the first round. And Bader will forever be known as the only man to defeat a man who will go down, despite what we even saw tonight, John, as one of the best to ever do it.
You know, and you can see...
But Father Time is not kind.
Father Time is a mean individual. And you can see throughout that fight, shots that Bader was even missing a little bit, glancing, they were having an effect on Fedor. Here he goes after, slips. The shot kind of hits towards the back of the head, but that was a legal blow, and then goes after him in the ground and pound. And once Bader was on top, he was relentless in just doing damage. Fedor had no true defense against it. And this is what happens when time comes for everyone, where we can never keep what we had forever.
Ryan Darth Bader successfully defends the Bellator Heavyweight Championship. Not the way Fedor Emelianenko wanted to go out. But the legend is now on to better things at the age of 46.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments we'll have the official particulars and then a last word from the last emperor. And then, of course, we have 4 fights remaining. Those 3 minutes move to toss. There's 4 fights remaining tonight. Again, your official particulars. Just a moment.
Randy Couture, Mark Coleman. What a scene. These two battled twice in Pride Fighting Championships, and again, the respect that the MMA community has for Fedor Emelianenko. One of the most humble individuals in the sport, a man who was known for the Spartan lifestyle, stoic, whether it be in victory or defeat. But the end has come for the last emperor. Let's go to Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, in tonight's main event, it comes to an end. 2 minutes, 30 seconds into round number 1. The winner by TKO and still Bellator Heavyweight
improves to 5-0 in rematches, and his 7-fight unbeaten streak in heavyweight competition, the longest active streak in the division. Ryan Bader makes history tonight. Let's go to John McCarthy.
I am here with Ryan Bader. Ryan, you just put on a beautiful performance. I know this is both bittersweet because you have so much respect for Fedor, but your job is to come in here and do what you just did.
Yeah, it was bittersweet. You know, I idolize him like every other MMA fan and fighter coming up, you know, and so first off, get on your feet and give that man a hand for what he's done for that sport. He put the sport on his back. That is a legend right there, and I'm so glad that I could be part of his story. So thank you very much, Fedor. You're the man. But yeah, I had to, you know, come in and do my job at the end of the day, so here we are. Got the win, and then kind of move on.
You have put on some outstanding performances here in the Bellator cage, but as a heavyweight, you've been perfect. You have just annihilated everyone that they have put in front of you. What does it mean to you to have 2 wins against a guy who basically everyone looks up to? Those 2 wins is something nobody else has.
It's not even the wins, it's being able to compete against that man, you know, go in there, and, you know, that first fight was amazing, and this one, same deal. It's such a, you know, build up whenever you're fighting Fedor and standing across that cage from him. Pretty surreal, you know, so to do it twice. You know, I don't care about going out there beating him twice or whatnot. I care about sharing that cage with that man, and man, it was a good run.
Well, I want to tell you, congratulations on a beautiful win. You are the man, the heavyweight champion of Bellator, Ryan Bader. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with a legend, Fedor Emelianenko, a man who has been fighting now for 20 years, a man who has had an undefeated streak that no one else ever matched in the heavyweight division. How at this moment is Fedor feeling?
Федя, ты достиг огромных достижений, которые никто в тяжелом весе в ММА не достиг. Как ты сейчас себя чувствуешь в данный момент?
С одной стороны, я огорчен, что не смог вас порадовать, дорогие друзья, сегодня. Вот. А с другой стороны, очень рад. Рад тому, что все вы болели за меня. Рад тому, что мои друзья здесь собрались, бойцы, которые прошли со мной эти долгие годы, эти многие десятилетия. Я очень рад видеть все эти лица.
He said on one side, I'm sad, of course, that I didn't deliver on the fight as I wanted to. But on the other side, I'm so happy that all these people are here cheering for me, and all these veteran fighters that have walked the path with me for the last, you know, almost 20 years are here to greet me. So I'm very happy.
Я очень благодарен моим друзьям, что они пришли поддержать меня. Я очень рад вас видеть, дорогие. Очень рад. Спасибо вам большое. Спасибо.
He said, I'm so happy to see all of you guys, the fighters that are here, to come and support me. I'm just so happy to see you. Thank you so much.
When you take a look at some of these guys here, Mark Coleman, who you competed against, Chael Sonnen, Randy Couture, who you were supposed to, all these guys, Quentin Jackson, Henzo, Frank Shamrock, Josh Barnett, just the list goes on and on. Man there, and Dan Henderson, Chuck Liddell. When you walk out of this cage, it's the end of an era. It's the end of all of their eras too, because those guys were part of your story when you were fighting. You're going to stick with the coaching, you're going to be back with your team.
Когда ты выйдешь с клетки, это будет как бы закончание не только твоей карьеры, но и ихней, как они были все частью твоей, и ты станешь тренером и будешь продолжать своей командой.
Да, все так, да, спасибо, да. Буду с ребятами, с командой. Я думаю, эти люди, как никто, меня понимают. Я уже примерно их возраста. Поэтому...
He said, yes, I'm going to dedicate my time to my coaches, my coaching, to my team. And he goes, you know, all of these guys understand me. You know, we're almost the same age. We've all been through the heights. And so I'm happy that they're here to support me.
Is he going to put the gloves down?
Федя. Ты положишь перчатки?
Да, я закончил. Спасибо всем.
Yes, he said I'm done.
Everyone get on your feet for the last fight of the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko.
An incredible scene in the Bellator MMA cage. MMA royalty honoring the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko, as we see him in the cage for the very last time.
Ladies and gentlemen, following commercial break on CBS. One last time, put your hands together for the last time, for the last Emperor, Fedor Emelianenko.
Welcome back to Bellator 290 here on CBS as you're taking a look at the last emperor, Fedor, ending his career in the cage. Josh Thompson is with me here on the Fight Desk, and Josh, as we watch these images unfold, Fedor's not one for a lot of emotion. Ever since that fight ended, we saw a smile on his face. This man is at peace with his decision, and what an incredible career he has had.
He's beaten so many other champions, and he's been a champion himself, but he's been a pioneer of the sport. He's been somebody that your children can look up to, the way he carried himself, the way he walked through crowds, the way he was very humble in winning and in losing. That is something that you hope that your children learn, and he's just someone that lives by an example, and you can see that in the fighters that he also represents and he trains with. So yes, it is a sad day for us, but it's obviously a start to a new era.
And you saw all of those former fighters there in the cage with him, and I thought it was very poignant that Ryan Bader, they were taking a group picture. He went and joined in that group picture. Something, and we want to be frank, you know, we got to talk to Fedor this week, and we asked him, are you going to lay down your gloves? And he didn't answer us. We weren't sure if we were going to see that moment, and it was so special and so moving. And he did. He laid them down there in the middle of the cage. Big John, he'll tell us after, it sounded like he even got choked up a little bit watching this moment. How did it affect you?
You know, there's a lot of things that go along with laying down your gloves. This started by wrestlers leaving their shoes on the mat, in the center of the mat as they walked off, saying it was their last match. And then fighters adopted this because a lot of fighters are wrestlers. So when you asked him, are you gonna lay your gloves down? He was like, I don't know what this is. But then we explained to him the importance of it and what it means. And you can see right there that he liked what it meant and he's doing it himself. Absolutely
An
amazing.
incredibly special night. Nobody's leaving the cage. Nobody's left this building yet. Everyone watching Fedor, his final moments there in the cage as an MMA fighter after a career that has lasted more than 20 years. His final walk now out. Fans waiting to greet him. We saw his final walk in. Josh, walk us through what you're seeing.
Everyone's standing since the fight has ended, and everyone is standing. There's people clapping, people cheering, people trying to get their last images of Fedor Emelianenko.
The last emperor, his final walk. We know he's excited to spend time with his family. He told us that. He said he loves the legacy that he's created with younger fighters as he heads backstage to spend time with Team Fedor. Of course, the legacy that he has built. We'll have more after this.
February 25th, Bellator is back live on Showtime. The Ukrainian champion stands for glory and welterweight gold in a rematch against Logan the Sword Storley. Plus the 8-man $1 million lightweight world Grand Prix that begins March 10th, headlined by the 16-0 champion Usman Nurmagomedov against veteran Vincent Henderson. Do not miss a frame of Bellator MMA fight action live on Showtime.
Tomorrow you have friends that'll say I watched it live on CBS. You can tell them you were here live. Thank you for joining us tonight. We've got 4 fights to go. Don't go anywhere. We're going to kick it off in just moments with the welterweight matchup. Dante Spiro and the Gracie clan. Nayland Gracie coming up. Again, 4 fights remaining tonight here at Bellator 290.
Bellator's debut on CBS did not disappoint. Knockout power dominated. Brennan Ward knocking out Sabah Homasi in this second round after a bloody battle. Ward now 3-0 since his return to the cage. Middleweight champion Johnny Eblen versus Anatoly Tokov. Johnny Eblen, who has taken the middleweight division by storm, not stopping now. Take a look at that. That belt isn't going anywhere. In the last walk for the last emperor, Fedor Emelianenko stepping into the cage versus Ryan Bader one more time. Both fighters came out swinging. Bader got the TKO, but the story, the legend of Fedor, that is far from finished because his legacy living on in the fighters across the world. Fedor eventually laying down his gloves in the cage, and the final walkout as fans line the path of the Kia Forum. Fedor saying goodbye to the sport of MMA regarding his career. That's been Bellator on CBS.